Find the domain of f of g of x for the given functions. Here we have f of x equals 1 over x, g of x equals 1 over x minus 4. Now we're doing f of g of x, so this g of x will go right in there. So basically we're doing the reciprocal of 1 over x minus 4. F of g of x equals 1 over x minus 4. Okay, so really that just becomes x minus 4 over 1, which is x minus 4. So we could say f of g of x equals x minus 4. But we have to look back at our original domains here. See right here, we cannot have x equal to 4 because that makes it divided by 0. Same thing applies here. Now let me show you on the calculator. So I'll do 1 divided by, open parentheses, 1 divided by, another open parentheses, x minus 4. Okay, and this is the original composite function before it's simplified. So it's 1 divided by, open parentheses, 1 divided by, open parentheses, x minus 4. That's how you enter it in. Let's look at the graph. Let me go back to a Zoom 6 standard window. Now we're looking at this, it looks just like the linear function y equals x plus 4. But let's look at the table. It looks fine also. But let's scroll down here. Now right here at the input of 4, there's an error. And that's because you can't have a divided by 0 situation. And that's exactly what happens when you input a 4 into the composite function. So what happens is you have a hole right at x equals 4. And you can't see it here because of the resolution of the graph. But we just saw on the table the input is invalid. Okay, so this x not equal to 4, it applies. Okay, so to write the notation, we're going to use set builder. X is an element of the real number set such that x is not equal to 4. Now in these math lessons, I kind of go back and forth between set builder notation, interval notation. How do you know which one to use? Well, if you have a continuous interval, you can use interval notation. But in this case, for example, you have a non-continuous interval, or it's broken up. So what happens here, it's a real number line, and I'll put 4, 5, 6, 3, 2. And this is just to represent the inputs. So you have going this way, and then you have going this way. But right at 4, there's a hole there. 4 is not a defined value. So you have a broken interval here, and that's why we use set builder. Okay? If you have one continuous interval where there aren't any holes or anything, you can use that interval notation, but set builder is better when you have a broken interval.